You're listening to Rebel Spirituality with me, Sam Goldfinch. Here's the truth. Wisdom doesn't follow rules. So each week we're going to explore what it means to wake up your way so you can live a more peaceful, creative and inspired life no matter your circumstances. It's time to blaze your unique path to truth. Hey Rebels. Okay, let's talk about self-esteem and self-worth for a minute and the connection between the two. Now, for so many of us, we innocently believe that self-worth and self-esteem come from the ego self. We think that the personality is what needs to kind of tap into something. We need to create something or be something or have something or do something in order to feel worthy to have self-worth or to feel esteemed to have self-esteem. But I'm here to say that self-worth and self-esteem, they don't come from the ego. They come from who you really are. They come from the true self. Because the true self is inherently worthy and valuable. It's just not possible. So is every part of you, right? So is the ego. The ego is this kind of like ghost that kind of, when you go looking for it, it's not really there. We just realize it's more of a process than it's not an object, right? It's not an object. It's a bunch of ideas and thinking you have about yourself. And then it takes over and it tells us that it's all we are. But we're so much more than that. We're so much more than that. We're literally the awareness within which that dream of us takes place. And the game that we often seem to play is that we tie our self-esteem or our self-worth to things in the world of form. So, for example, we tie it to how our body looks. We say, okay, I will be worthy or I'll feel self-esteem when my body looks like this, when I have the six-pack, when I weigh a certain amount or whatever it might be. Or we tie it to the way that we eat, or we tie it to the kind of car that we have, or the kind of job that we have, or the kind of partner that we have. And the thing is, that's like I call it the self-esteem equation, right? And the equation is, once I have that, I will be worthy, or I will be whatever, right? So it all looks good as long as we have it. So if I have the six-pack, if I have the car, if I have the job, it seems like I'm getting away with it, right? But what happens when we don't have that thing? Perhaps for whatever reason, we lose the job, or life happens, and life happens. Things come and they go. Nothing in the world of form is permanent. So we've tied something to something impermanent. So the moment that thing starts going or disappearing, by definition, we feel as if we're not that thing. We feel like we're not worthy. We feel like we don't have self-esteem. So it can never be lasting if that's where we're looking for it. And it's completely innocent. And we're trained into thinking that that's where these things come from. Now, a while ago, I put together a video about this, talking about where our true self-worth comes from. The fact that it comes from the same place that every tree gets it and every badger gets it. They're not playing these games in their heads about being worthy or not, right? Because they don't have this extra layer of dream, this extra layer of imagination, this ability to be able to imagine that they're not worthy. We're playing that game, they're not. And so decoupling our sense of self-worth from things, from objects, and seeing that it's inherent and it's owned and it is nothing more than seeing who and what we are, the awareness that resides behind all things, the awareness in which everything comes to life, right? We are not happening in the world is happening within us, within the awareness that we are. That's what so many of the traditions, the spiritual traditions, all of the non-dual traditions, right? Which essentially means oneness, not two. All of those traditions. We are the one in which everything is taking part. This world of many things is the illusion. You're so much more than who you think you are. And so the moment we decouple from that, the moment we realize, wow, I'm worthy and I'm valuable no matter what my body looks like, no matter what car I have, no matter what job I have, no matter what's happened to me, no matter what's going to happen to me, no matter what I did in the past, no matter what I'll do in the future, right? Things really start to shift and we can start to build our life based on a solid foundation, a constant foundation, a true foundation of self-worth, a true foundation of esteem. Because that true self, which is where self-esteem comes from, not ego-esteem, right? But true self-esteem, if you like. I've never really thought about it in that way, but that makes sense, right? We're not looking to power the ego in order to fill ourselves up. Our cup's already full. The ego will always try and convince us that it's not. It will always be telling us we need more stuff and we need more things. And the beautiful thing about waking up to the truth of your inherent wholeness, waking up to the self-esteem that resides at the heart of your being, is that you can play around in the world of form and you can have material things, as many of them as you like, and you can love them. And you can love them when they're here and you can love them when they go. And you'll be way less attached when these things come and go too. And you can experience your honest feelings about when things come and go, be it objects, when people that we love die, right? We can experience the richness of the grief and honor the feelings and not be getting in the way of it because we haven't made it mean anything about us, right? There's nothing at stake. The feelings of love and clarity and peace and all of those things that are most important to you, they are not at stake. They never have been and they never will be because they're what you are. You are well-being. You are self-esteem. You are self-worth. You are love. You are all those things. And as Eckhart Tolle says, you can only lose something that you have. You cannot lose something that you are. So you can't lose the stuff that matters. So have a look around your life and have a think. Where have you innocently tied your self-worth, your self-confidence, whatever it might be, to things in the world? And what would it look like for you to reside in that place regardless of what's going on in the world of form? And what would you create then? What things in the world of form would you like to surround yourself with if it wasn't so urgent, if those things weren't at stake? I'd love to hear from you if you hear anything in this. All right, team. I'll see you soon.